So a certain guy who had about 1,100 subscribers, who pretty much spends most of his life attacking other people on YouTube, says I flagged his videos. I didn't. Some people believe me. Those are the people who know my past, know I'm not that kind of person. Others don't believe me, I guess because it's fun to believe someone who is a thief. Nonetheless, I didn't do it. Now, his account got recently flagged and terminated, and thus he had to go ahead back to his older account, which only had about 200 to 400 subscribers. He also got mad and decided to go ahead and flag my account, despite the fact that I told him I didn't do it, and the person who actually did flag his account stood up and said that he did it. Now, because he flagged my account, my Zephyrnix Live account got put in suspension. It currently had about 1,600 subscribers. And now, I'm being forced, just like him, to go ahead to my older account, the one that has 1,900 subscribers. So currently I have 1,900 subscribers. He currently has somewhere around 400 subscribers now. Yeah, I think that qualifies as poetic justice. What do you guys think of the new intro, right? It's not 100%. There's a couple of errors there that I noticed that I got to resolve later on. Nonetheless, though, I like it. I like it. Let me know what you guys think. Aside from that, though, let's talk about this whole Wii U hard drive thing. It's apparently been a big old fiasco, like everything is when it comes down to the Wii U for some bizarre and twisted reason. Here's the thing, though. Now, I saw a couple of videos do it. I saw Black Bonds especially. I don't understand what he was doing for the first 50% of his video. He was trying to prove something. Basically, I guess he was trying to prove that his hard drive actually does work and that it's reliable. Here's the thing, dude. I got a hard drive over there that does not work. So, at the same time, you know, there's people out there who actually have Xbox 360s with the Red Ring of Death, yet I don't have the Red Ring of Death. All in all, and I think you caught the Red Ring of Death as well. All in all, it's all pretty much, reliability is pretty much in the eye of the beholder, because it's all about pretty, like, luck. I guess that's basically where to call it, luck. So, that also being said, a lot of people are kind of judging the whole hard drive thing based off what? The fact that it's 2012? Just because it's 2012 does not necessarily mean that you need a hard drive. And also, you might want to think of it like this. Nintendo not coming with a hard drive is actually, well, somewhat better. That means that you're not limited to the type of hard drive that you can only get because of the fact that it actually comes with it. Let me give you an example. With the PlayStation and the Xbox 360 hard drive, you can only get one type of hard drive. However, if the hard drive is in fact an external hard drive, that pretty much leaves you open to being able to go ahead and use any and every type of hard drive that is available. Whether you want to go ahead and use the lower end SCSI hard drives, or maybe perhaps you want to use a little bit of a mid or higher end SATA hard drives, or maybe you want to go solid state. Well, guess what? You have access to that at any time. Now, of course, another thing Black Bond was referring to was installation. Now, installation, I get what he's saying. Basically, he's saying that, you know, you have to go ahead and download and install the game on the hard drive, and then you got to play it from that hard drive. Well, it's actually not that bad. Let me put it to you this way. When it comes down to it, the top speed of a USB 2.0, and that's the USB 2.0, by the way, is what the Wii U will be using, is actually faster than a 12 speed Blu-ray drive, and that's facts. All in all, though, here's the situation with this. Now, don't get it twisted, please. Don't get it twisted. I'm not saying I agree with this tactic, and even if they did do this tactic, why are you using USB 2.0? Why not 3.0? I mean, I do have a external expansion hard drive right here. It's actually, it's right there. But I mean, and this one runs 2.0 and 3.0. So I'm kind of annoyed that, you know, it's not running a 3.0 at least, but at the same time, just because it's not running a 3.0 does not make it irrelevant. And actually 2.0, just as good. Well, not just as good, but it's good compared to, you know, some of the media today. And speaking of media today, the fact of the matter is, dude, is that the hard drive is not required to actually play the game. It might be required to get some updates, which is true, and I do understand what you're saying regarding, you know, like the hard drive and the updates and things of that nature, which is true, but the fact of the matter is that it's not required. Last but not least, let me put it to you this way. When it's all said and done, the hard drive isn't a requirement, it's an accessory. And let me ask you something. Let's be real with it. How many of you got one controller when you got your PlayStation or Xbox 360 or your Wii U? Or your Wii, right? Now, let me ask you something else. How many of you bought extra controllers? So let me get this straight. You're okay with buying an extra controller, but you're not okay with buying an extra hard drive? Let me get this another thing straight. You're okay with upgrading your current hard drive, but you're not okay with just buying another hard drive, or buying a hard drive when it comes out. You're okay with buying accessories such as, you know, this guitar, or in Black Bond's case, a fighter stick. You're okay with buying a fighter stick, mind you, of an accessory that only works with, in this particular case, Rock Band games, or in your case, that you only use it for fighter games. And in your case, sometimes you only use it for one type of fighting game. I'm not saying that you do, but I'm just saying, you know, you understand what I'm saying. But you're not okay with getting a hard drive? I mean, you're a PC gamer. You know, you always talk about how these people are fools because of the simple fact that you don't have to have, so, like, basically PC gaming is not as expensive as these guys are making it out to be, yet, the most inexpensive part of a PC, well, one of the most inexpensive parts of a PC, you're not okay with getting on a console, despite the fact that it's the most inexpensive part, you know? I don't get it. You can either go ahead and buy like a Seagate one that's already ready to go, like this one, or you can go ahead and buy yourself like an internal one and then go ahead and get an external case. I recommend you do that because that makes it a lot easier to do. Seriously, that means that like you can go ahead and buy an external case and then an internal hard drive, plug it in, and then if, like, say you want to upgrade more, you can go ahead and just open up the case, remove that internal hard drive, and get another internal hard drive and put it in. And then all in all, it actually ends up being less expensive doing it that way than actually doing it this way because, well, yeah, I'm sure you can figure it out. And then, like I said before, and I know I'm repeating this, but let me just say it again. In all, you have control. This actually gives you more control to decide what type of hard drive, you know? For example, the Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, you are forced to go ahead and get a netbook, a laptop-sized hard drive, right? With the Wii U, rather, you're not forced to get that small laptop hard drive. You can use that hard drive, or you can go on and get the larger hard drives, or whatever you want. It's up to you in terms of the size. It's up to you in terms of the size, in terms of like how much gigabytes. This one's a terabyte. Perhaps you don't want a terabyte. Perhaps you just want one that just has 20 gigs. Perhaps you want 40 gigs. You're also not limited to what they go ahead and force you to get. For example, with the Xbox 360, even if you was to go ahead and buy a hard drive from someplace else, you are forced to use only 20, 40, 60, 80, 120, 160, 240, or 360 gigabyte hard drives. PlayStation 3, you can go all the way up to, I think, 500 and something, I forget. I think 512 gigabytes, I think. I'm not sure. Honestly, I need to actually look that up too. My PlayStation, for some reason, ran out of hard drive space, and it's the same size as my Xbox. Yet my Xbox, I can keep downloading games like this, like a bottomless pit. But I mean, all in all, I don't get that. Why is it such a problem to get a hard drive for, and then have more options of a hard drive for a console? But it's not. It's fine. It's okay to go ahead and get extra controllers, extra accessories, and you know, honestly, in the end, as I see it, it's just another thing to cry about. Because it's always cool to hate on Nintendo. That's how I see it. You guys have a good night. Zephyrix out.